Hi guys, this is Dave. It's June 14th, and I'm going to show you where we are right now. We are on the verge of being able to create basically as many websites as we want, like for Locksmith websites, just as many as we want or need to get the job done. And the idea is how much uniqueness can we build into the projects? It's really important, right? So we have to do with content, we have to do with imagery, and we have to do it with styling on the websites. So what I'm going to do in these next couple of videos is just walk you through examples of how far we've come, because it's really no joke. All right, so you guys have seen before we were talking about the sort of thing where we're generating images that are unique, right? We take some background image, put some sort of scheme, like overlays on it, color overlays, text overlays, right? And that way we can generate some totally different looking styles with, like pictures for each different city being an example, times each different subtopic, like automotive locksmith, residential locksmith, emergency locksmith, right? That way we can just create as many images as we want, right? And the purpose of unique images, when Google comes to your website and it's looking at the stuff, it's going to see the content. It's also going to see the images. Are the images new and fresh? Well, if you're trying to do mass production and you have to crop every image, that takes time and takes money because it's work, right? Somebody has to find images, source it, because you're not going to run out with a camera and start clicking away. So you're going to have to get a bunch of source images. Either you're going to pay for that or you're going to create your own. And you've got to go through all these actions to create your own. Well, we said we need to simplify it so that we can just auto-generate unique images on demand. We have that now, and we can use it for anything, any industry. And so I'm just going to show you really, really fast an example of it. So what do we have in this stack? We have like 23 styles, right? Okay. Now, these can be saved with the information that's on the picture. For example, this one says Arvada Residential Locksmith. Arvada is some city. The picture name could be Arvada-residential.jpg or Arvada-residential-locksmith.jpg, right? So that way, when we're doing our bulk global variables, the big file breakdown, because we're going to produce tons of pages just suddenly, then we can immediately match for the right city, for the production. So the question is, how fast can we generate these? Well, I'll give you an example right now so you can see, because it's pretty cool to watch. I did a really small version. So here's what I did. I was using large data to test speed. It's crazy how fast we can go with this. It's something like 1.5 per second we're generating. And if you include optimization, it's 2 seconds per totally unique image. All right, so let me just show you this in operation. I just got a CSV file with the basic breakdown. Yeah, believe it or not, we're using CSV for this now too. This is like Moji for images, mass optimized image generation, if you can believe that. So check this out. Headers, there's the city, okay? There's the topic, whatever the topic should be, okay? So we can have keywords, topics, we can do whatever we want with this. We can do sets of bullet points and stuff. Then what? We can have some kind of a tagline that can be the same or different, line by line by line. And then our source image can be whatever image we want, okay? So if we started with 10, we're mixing and matching all the way through. That's what we're doing, mass optimized image generation. So how does this look? Well, this is style 7, all right? It matches style 7, right? It was built for our style 7 file. So I'm going to open the style 7 file. Okay, here we go. This is style 7 file. First thing I'm going to do is apply that data set, okay? So that's the CSV file, and that's exactly what it is. We're going to import, select that style.7, okay? And so now if we're looking at the previews, okay, we can already look at the previews and see what's changing. See that? These are all unique images. So now what do we have to do? We have to generate the files themselves. We're going to export the data sets as files. We're going to put them into this temporary folder real quick. And we got a name that just makes it make sense to us. Look at how fast, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Those are the individual PSDs that we're going to wind up using to make the output files with. So there we go. We got like 15 of them, right? That was the whole point. We just now generated them. And then we're going to generate the actual images here in the step 2 images folder. So let me do that. So I'm going to file, automate a batch process. Okay. I'm going to grab from here and put into here, right? From one temp, put into 2 images. And these are the right options. And this is just how I choose to name it. But I can name it any which way I want. Having said that, boom, I'm starting it at number 5 because I want, you know, we usually have like 1 to 5 banners in the original production anyway. So I don't want to lose track of that. See it working away. So it'll be done here pretty quick, right? And then when it's done, we got one last thing to do that's worthy of the time. All right, so it must be done. Yeah, I'm sure it's done. Okay, 2 images. We got 15. Yeah. Now, ready? This is the image optimizer. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm just going to Control All, okay, and drag it across into my image optimizer, right? Because we're going to want to optimize these, right? That way they don't take up a lot of room on the website, right? Because, you know, if we're doing one for every city or whatever we're doing, we don't want them to be like bordering on half a meg each if they can really be like 81.5 kilobytes each and pretty much look identical, right? Now, this is moving kind of slow, but it does that when it kicks off. It's really doing a lot in the background. So, like, this thing moves fast. I think we did 9,000 images in 45 minutes once. Okay? So, it's insane how fast it can go. Okay? Now, there we go. Let me show it in the folder. Okay? And I'll clear the queue here because I don't need it anymore. Okay? I don't know why that's still open. All right. Now, yeah, here it is, right? Okay, pull it in. There it is. WinZip, extract to here, just unzip to here. It's going to overwrite all of these, or it's going to want to. So I'm just going to say go ahead and skip because it's just going to overwrite with the same. Don't need to be the last output. Okay, let me get rid of that. Now, just to show you the difference, I'm going to put the originals in a different folder. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now here's the original 15, right? 6.53 meg. Here the optimized 15, 1.19, right? Massive reduction. So if we were looking at one of these are the originals, okay? Just so you can kind of get your eyes on them. Can you believe it? These are original images that are optimized, totally optimized. Well, not these, but the other ones. So now let's go back and look at the optimized ones. Okay, do you see a difference? Not really, right? Like who would? So there you have it. Guys, this is how well we can do this. So we can create like 1,800 images an hour that are totally unique. And we can mix and match across our styles. We can do different variations of these instantly. Like what would it take to make more styles? All kinds of easy things. I could change the background color of this layer slightly in Photoshop, which is easy. I could change these colors slightly. And all of a sudden, all the images that we produce again are therefore different images. When Google sees any one of these images, it's going to call them unique, just like the content. What else? We could change the font. We could change the font. Use like 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of fonts. That way, all the images are going to have a different font. So what else? We could move the verbiage slightly or move the background layer slightly or twist it or anything if we really wanted, right? We could grab all of that and move it over here slightly or move it over there if we want. We could also just change the background image, the one image, okay? So instead of using just that one background image, like what was it in this case? It was 1.png. This is the original image. Well, fine. What if I just use another one? Fine. Then I can do all my work with this background image instead. And those are all different images. So totally easy to control output for totally unique images. Now keep in mind, different styles, different color schemas. And what's the point of that? That we can also create different color schemes for our websites. think the color schemes. There's reds and blacks. There's, you know, purples and blacks and whites, you know, obviously whites, right? We could change the color of the font if we want to change that. We could change the opacity slightly. We can try with this kind of a blue and red and black and white combination, right? And so on. With that in mind, we've already done that. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to handle typography for the different websites. Okay? So that's what comes next. All right, I hope you guys are getting excited. We're getting we've got through like 60% of the content. The rest of it's getting done, and after that we hammer it into our var sheets, and I'll show you what's going on there too after the typography. Because guess what, guys, we finished building in such a way that when we use website installer to make the websites, we can actually reference different var sheets that we save in a repository in SQL, and we can literally produce unique combinations of website contents out of the var sheets. So not only are we handling it with images, we're handling it with the contents, right? With all the variables spread through it for all the different things. So then we're going to talk about typography for the websites. Yeah, this is getting totally exciting and completely automated. We're going to be able to do, you know, what if we could do 400 websites in a single day, and they're all different, unique, backlinked in a sensible way together? And I mean in a day. And then if we want to do another 400, we just play with some variables and run it again. We could do 400 a day every day if, you know, if we want, right? We need the cache for the domains, the dedicated IP addresses, the wildcard SSLs. Not much more. A little more that has to account for hosting. Other than that, time, effort, but not big. In other words, easy to keep scaling, which means that we can do everything that we did for the locksmiths before. We can do it automatically this time, keeping it for ourselves and selling the leads to the dispatch center, because there are positions still available.